Welcome back to Cheddar, everyone. If you've ever wanted to work out with a personal trainer but don't have a gym membership, this next app might be the one for you. Meundo is what it's called, and it connects users to local personal trainers who are available on demand. And joining us now is founder and CEO of Meundo, Jean-Paul. Jean, how does this work? I think probably a lot of people want to take advantage of services like this.
Of course, of course. As you mentioned, it's an application that actually collecting users and trainers in a different fashion. We actually use some kind of platform you guys probably already familiar with, which is Uber. It's more about convenience nowadays. So that's what Meundo brings on the table. Trainers no longer have to look for work. Users no longer have to go to the gym. Just download the app with a push of a button, the trainer can come to you.
Well, how do you actually vet the trainers then that are on the platform? Because if the trainers are supposed to just show up, you just compared your company to Uber in terms of the on-demand process and the business model. But if you're just going to show up and perhaps be in someone's home, or maybe if you're going to a park, how do you know you're not getting some sketchy individual who claims to be a trainer showing up?
Agree. They actually went through a series of background check, the same like Uber does. So we just don't pick up trainers and user. You always safe when you actually on Meundo app, because they went through different background check in order for them to actually use the app, and they have to have certification, of course. And the good thing about Meundo app, you actually have to pick up your location. You don't not necessarily bring the trainer to your house. You can pick up parks or different places for the trainer. And the next version, which is on July 1st, we doing what we call streaming training, where the trainer doesn't have to come to you, where you can do training live. Just download the app, put it in your TV, and then you can train through FaceTiming.
Okay, so obviously a lot of business questions here, prices, etc. But where does the name come from, Meundo?
The name, it was very hard for me to come up with a name, because name, it's the first thing when you're trying to come up with a business is the name, and the name have to mean something, or the name have to match what you're trying to do. It's a Japanese combination name, mean my health, my training. And also in Spanish, it means I'm drowning, meaning you have to get up and,
Meundo?
Meundo, mean I'm drowning. Like,
Okay. Is that drowning?
Drowning,
in
yes.
Fitness?
Fitness, because fitness is about...
In sweat. You're drowning
sweating.
in sweat.
Sweating.
Oh, drowning and sweat. Okay, sorry, I didn't follow initially. Okay, do the trainers show up with the equipment? If I meet them at a park, maybe those, what are those stretch bands called that people use?
Resistance bands.
Yeah, resistance bands. Do they show up with the equipment
Yeah, they
needed for the
show up with
workout?
certain equipments and stuff. And again, depending if you stay in an apartment, you can use your gym. If you're at a hotel, for instance, you can use the hotel gym as well. But trainers do come with certain equipments as well.
What are the price ranges? You can get a trainer for as cheap as X and as expensive as Y?
Exactly. So what happened is we come up with some kind of idea where we allow trainer to put their own price. And we allow user to pick different trainers according to the price. We do not set a certain price where it will create a lot of confusion. So it ranges from $20 and up.
Is Meundo
$20, wow.
Is that currently, are you guys currently in beta testing? Is this live somewhere?
Actually, it's live.
It's live. How many people do you have currently using the app? How many trainers do you have already signed up?
We have over 250 trainers since we launched about 15 days ago. We have over 5,000 downloads, and we have over 3,000 registered users.
Okay, so when it comes to your breakdown of the rev share here, what is, of course, let's say we were running a lower third there that you can get a trainer costing $50 up to obviously in the hundreds of dollars, but when it comes to the rev share, what percentage of each session do you take versus the trainer? Okay,
so we actually mimic the Uber model. We retain 15% of every transaction that goes through the app and stuff. And then to go back
15%?
15%.
Okay.
Of the whole transaction. And one of the things that actually pushed me to create Meundo is because when you're looking at the stat of how much we spend on gym membership, we spend over $21 billion a year on gym membership. Out of the $21 billion, $15 billion goes to waste because a lot of people don't really go to the gym. And Meundo comes to actually see how we can help people access the waste of the money that actually they throw away.
Right.
Out of the $58 average people pay in a gym, $39 go to waste, meaning people really don't go to the gym, they're just paying the subscription. And we're trying to come to see how we can eliminate that, where people actually go, use
Right.
the...
Let's stay on the topic of finance for a second. So right now with the company, you said you just launched 15 days ago, but with the buildup, were you guys bootstrapping the company? Do you have any investors, or is the VC route something that you're planning on doing in the future?
Yes, actually, as a startup, investors always welcome. I have 2 partners, and so far right now it's self-funded. We actually fund the app on our own. Of course, we need investors. We need investors to actually take it to the next level.
All right, so maybe some potential investors down the road here. In comparison, or rather in the comparison of Uber, right? The Uber for personal training. I'm thinking about all of the headaches right now that Uber's dealing with in terms of the drivers, right? The contractors saying that they aren't treated fairly at Uber, and then the other ones as well. Do you like that comparison to Uber, the Uber of personal training?
We do not really compare ourselves to Uber. We compare the platform to Uber, not their business model.
A place to connect.
Exactly. Our business model is totally different compared to what Uber's offering. Us, we offer more, we're gonna gear more towards visual or live streaming training. Versus Uber, you can actually take a taxi through live streaming. So Meundo actually is, providing something different than Uber.
Now, when it comes to the trainers, do they have to pay for their transport to these given locations, or do they get some sort of metro card, I guess if they live in a big city area, to pay for their transport to and from sessions?
No, they do not, because the way the app is actually built, you get to select the closest trainer within a mile or 2 miles radius. So it's not that far where somebody from 6-7 miles, you can actually, it's going to cost you more to get somebody from far.
Well, what I was thinking was that instead of maybe comparing it more to Uber, it seems more like a on-demand service for like a glam squad, because I would think that after a while, you don't want just any trainer, right? Wouldn't you want to be able to go into the app and select the same trainer that you used maybe the week before for a certain situation, whereas with Uber, you don't go in and select drivers?
Actually, you have the choice to select any kind of trainer. You don't just tap in and any trainer comes. You have the selection, like you actually read about the trainer. You read about, what they did before and who they trained before. Everything is vetted, meaning that we don't just send you a trainer. You get to pick wherever you want to train with. And you can reselect that same person again. And you can select by categories, by choice, and everything.
Right, so then that's a major difference then when you compare it to Uber, because Uber doesn't do that. That's why I was comparing to another on-demand service that's more like what you guys are doing.
Yeah, no, you get to select. Uber, you do not get to select your driver.
Right.
You just pick and the driver's coming. And Meundo, you get to select wherever you want to, and then see their training, the way they train, and you actually can communicate with them and all.
All right, John Paul, founder and CEO of Meundo, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up, guys,